Welcome to our plant controller mock interview session. If you're preparing for a role that involves steering the financial helm of a plant, you're in the right place. In this video, we'll tackle some key questions to help you shine in your interview. Let's dive right in with our first question. Can you share an experience where you had to guide a team through a tough financial time at the plant? What strategies did you use? This question is all about understanding your leadership skills during challenging financial situations. It's a chance to show how you can steer a team to success when times are tough. To tackle this question effectively, keep these tips in mind. Pick a specific example where your leadership made a difference. Mention the financial metrics that were impacted for context. Detail the strategies you put in place, like cost control or process improvements. Highlight the positive outcome and your team's response. Reflect on the lessons learned for future financial planning. Now, let's look at an example of how you might answer this question.
In 2020, during a downturn, I led our plant's finance team to cut operating costs by 15%. We thoroughly reviewed all expenditures, cutting non-essential costs. By enforcing a strict budget and engaging the team in cost-saving ideas, morale went up and we recovered quickly, boosting profit margins by 10% by year's end.
By the way, we're only covering a handful of questions in this video, but I've prepared a free PDF with all 30 top interview questions for Plant Controller. It also includes example answers and tips to help you prepare with confidence. The download link is just below. Tell me about a time when you faced an unexpected financial issue at your plant. How did you handle it? And what was the result? This question aims to assess your problem-solving skills in the face of sudden financial challenges. It's a great opportunity to showcase your quick thinking and teamwork. Here are some pointers to help you craft your response. Select a specific situation that showcases your problem-solving abilities. Clearly explain the context and the unexpected financial issue. Walk through your step-by-step approach to addressing the problem. Highlight any collaboration with team members or other departments. End with the positive outcome and any lessons you learned. Let's take a look at a sample answer for inspiration.
Our plant faced a sudden equipment failure that incurred unexpected repair costs. I gathered a cross-functional team to assess the financial impact and explore cost-saving measures. We deferred non-essential expenses and reallocated the budget temporarily, minimizing the financial loss to just 10% of the annual budget. This experience bolstered our team's ability to handle future surprises.
Describe a situation where you had to explain complex financial information to people who aren't familiar with finance. How did you make sure they understood? Here, the focus is on your communication skills, particularly when simplifying complex financial information for non-financial stakeholders. To tackle this question, consider the following advice. Choose a scenario that highlights your communication skills. Use simple language and steer clear of jargon. Incorporate visual aids or charts to help clarify complex ideas. Encourage questions to ensure everyone is on the same page. Summarize the key points to reinforce the main message. Here's an example of how you might structure your answer.
In my previous role, I presented the annual budget to the marketing team. I simplified budget categories and used a pie chart to illustrate spending proportions. Avoiding technical terms, I welcomed their questions and wrapped up with a summary of our budget priorities to ensure clarity.
Imagine you've noticed that the plant's expenses spiked by 20% over the last quarter. How would you investigate and address this? This question tests your analytical and cost control skills by exploring how you handle unexpected financial changes. Here are some steps to guide your response. Review financial reports to pinpoint specific expense increases. Compare current expenses with previous quarters to spot trends. Engage with department heads to hear their insights on rising costs. Look for inefficiencies or wastage that might be contributing. Draft a corrective action plan based on your findings and keep a close watch on expenses. Let's see an example of how you could approach this question.
I would start by analyzing the financial reports to spot exactly where expenses have risen. Then I'd compare these figures with previous periods to check for consistency. Meeting with department heads would help uncover any inefficiencies. From these insights, I'd develop a corrective plan and set up regular monitoring to keep costs in check.
Suppose you have a disagreement with a plant manager about financial priorities. How would you handle this conflict? This question explores your conflict resolution skills and ability to find common ground in a professional setting. Consider these tips when formulating your answer. Start by actively listening to the plant manager's perspective. Clarify the reasons behind each of your priorities. Share your viewpoint supported by financial data. Seek areas of agreement to find common ground. Follow up after the discussion to ensure alignment moving forward. Here's an example of how you might respond.
I would begin by listening to the plant manager's concerns to fully understand their perspective. Then, I'd present my priorities backed with financial data and look for areas where we can agree and move forward together.
Before we wrap up, remember you can get all 30 questions, example answers, and step-by-step tips in a handy PDF. Totally free, just grab it below.